I'm walking on. I'm walking on. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Duval. We have a trade. Who we got? Mm. Killer Trav. All right. Travis Hunter, the guy everybody has been talking about. Um, the guy who is going to be the dual threat cornerback wide receiver combo going into the draft this year. We don't quite know quite yet if he's going to play wide receiver cornerback. He needs to play cornerback, in my personal opinion. But it was the go-to pick. That was a big, big haul to get that second pick. But wow. So I want to say, let's see what they gave up overall. So the Browns traded away the number 2 pick, a 4th round pick, and a 6th round pick. The Jaguars traded their fifth overall pick, a 2nd round pick, and a 4th round pick, and their 2026 first round pick. So if the Jaguars suck essentially next year, the Browns are going to get that pick. But it's an A1 selection by the Jaguars. It is a no-brainer, easily. But yeah, I'm very, very, very interested to see who goes next. Who with the Giants? I think they're going to get Abdul Carter. I think that's where they're going to go. Let me know what y'all guys think. Who is the Giants getting? Who is the Giants getting? My guess is easily Abdul Carter. 100%. Without a doubt, it's going to be Abdul Carter. Bah, 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 bah. Come on, let's get it jumping. Who we got the Giants going to? Who's the Giants getting? Who's the Giants getting? My guess is Abdul Carter. Because I don't think they're going to get Shador. They have Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston on the roster already. So easily, for me, they are going to get Abdul Carter. Yeah, congratulations, Travis. You're the man. You are the man. Travis, you need to play one side of the ball, dude. Calm down. If y'all are not aware, I have 3 different shows going on right now. 3. Is the Giants going to trade back? Is the Giants going to trade back? I'm going to have to wait and see. All right, the pick's in. The pick is in. The pick is in. The pick is in. This should be Shador. Dayball and them look happy. Let's see who they got. The New York Giants select Abdul Carter. So this puts into question, are they going to keep Kayvon Thibodeau? They got Brian Burns. They extended him to a new contract. So what does this mean for Kayvon Thibodeau? You can't really have enough pass rushers. Not in the NFC East when you have tracked down Jayden Daniels and Jalen Hurts. Dak Prescott, not so much, but maybe Joe Milton in the future. Maybe. But given that you're not going to go quarterback, this was going to be the pick to begin with. A lot of people maybe thought they were going to get Tyler Warren because they need a tight end. But I always thought this was going to be the pick, and it ended up being it. So next, we've got the New England Patriots on the clock. I do expect them to go offensive tackle here with Will Campbell. A lot of mock drafts has had him going there since the beginning of February when we started doing the mock drafts for the New England Patriots. It's just a move. It's the pick they need to make. And without a doubt, That is who they are going to go with. Abdul Carter is looked at as the next Micah Parsons. Coming out of Penn State, plays the edge. He is actually bigger than what Michael Parsons is. So he is your true edge rusher, and he's going to be your true defensive end in the next level. So what does that mean for Kayvon Thibodeaux? I don't know. Somebody's on a trade block, essentially. So, hey. Absolutely. He hunts the quarterback. And that's what you need in this league with all of these mobile quarterbacks. Legit. He is definitely going to follow in those footsteps. He is a stud and a half. $250,000 fans in that stadium, and you get to go there and get drafted. It's a great feeling. I know it's a great feeling. Made that play, son. Big explosive plays only. All right. Our top three is gone. Oh, Lord. Prime's got this perfect timing thing set up. Holy cow. All right, so one of our programs has already gone to commercial. So, we're going to tune in. This is Pat McAfee here. But yeah, the top three picks are in, so it is the big three that we all expected. Cam Ward went number one to the Tennessee Titans. I did get to talk about it because I started a live stream late. But Cam Ward was obviously going to be the number one overall pick to begin with. A lot of the prospects had him more athletic than Shedeur. Although I can argue, and contrary to that, I thought, and I still think, that Shedeur is the more accurate quarterback, and he is the more tougher quarterback, and to me, he is more NFL ready because he endured that type of pass protection in Boulder and was still able to put up the numbers that he put up with that trash offensive line. Without a shadow of a doubt, I thought Shedeur, and I still think Shedeur, is the number one overall QB, NFL ready. Cam Ward, he is more talented, got a bigger arm. A lot of people are comparing him to Patrick Mahomes, even though I do not agree with that. But essentially, at the end of the day, I thought Shedeur is still the better prospect. But Cam Ward is going to Tennessee. He is inheriting still a young regime, young head coach. I think the head coach's name is Brian Callahan, if I'm not mistaken. You got Mr. Mayonnaise himself in there and Will Levis. So he is going to be your day one starter. You don't really have weapons there. You got Tony Pollard at running back. You need to get some wide receiver help. Traylon Burks, he's been on the trade block the last couple of years. You got to get some wide receiver help. I do expect that to happen in this draft. Maybe at the end of after the draft, maybe get some free agents, some older free agents in there that are not signed. Somebody like Keenan Allen who wants to go in there. But it's a tall hill for Cam Ward to climb, given that franchise and the history of that franchise, specifically since Mike Vrabel has left. So he's got a lot of work to do in order to change that organization and to switch things around. But it was the pick. And moving on to that, to talk about the Jaguars trading into the number 2 spot, giving up a haul, giving up their future 2026 first round pick. It was a no-brainer. Travis Hunter is a once-in-a-generation talent. A lot of prospects were categorizing him as a once-in-a-generation talent. So you are going to give up the most assets to get a once-in-a-generation player. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it was the easy play for me. Travis Hunter is a once-in-a-generation talent. He is going to be plug and play. He is very NFL ready. And the Jaguars is taking that risk. I really thought they were possibly going to consider the idea of, flirt with the idea of possibly trading away Trevor Lawrence and possibly getting Shedeur. But we got to pick for the New England Patriots. Will Campbell. That was going to be the pick all along. So we are about to get into meat and potatoes of the draft here at 5 through 12. So Will Campbell is headed to the New England Patriots. But let me finish what I was saying, though. I really thought that Trevor Lawrence was possibly going to be in that package, and they were probably going to draft Shedeur. Because it was just an idea that I was flirting with. Not to say that, it was going to happen. But, you gotta be imaginative. Especially when it comes to draft. Anything can happen. But at the end of the day, you got a once-in-a-generation talent. He's going to start. He essentially is more than likely going to play both sides of the ball. Like he said. So, that is that one. And then moving on to Abdul Carter. No-brainer pick. Again, as I stated earlier, Kayvon Thibodeau. What are you going to do with him? You already have Brian Burns. He is signed to the future. Kayvon Thibodeau, if I'm not mistaken, is still on his rookie contract. So, what does that mean for not for Abdul Carter, but Kayvon Thibodeau? I don't know. I don't know what John Mara and the GM have cooking up. Obviously, this was a no-brainer pick, given that you're in a division with Jalen Hurts and Jayden Daniels. Both are mobile quarterbacks. But you still have to think, given that you're betting a lot on Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, when you have an opportunity to draft somebody like Shedeur. So, hopefully it works out for them. I wish the best to Abdul Carter, but I'm really questioning the Giants' decision making. I really think they still should have betted on Shedeur. I thought it was Shedeur to begin with, and I thought it was going to be Shedeur all along. But that's essentially that. So, what is the Browns going to do? Obviously, Will Campbell, we're going to keep him. He is the best O lineman in this draft. All this bull crap going on with him having short arms, tomato. Yeah, we get it. But guess what? Will Campbell is the best player in this draft. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He will always and has been the best offensive lineman in this draft. Nick Saban vouched for him in the pregame show. You had to get somebody to protect Drake May, essentially. So that was a no-brainer pick for me. Yeah. So you got your skill position player. You did just pick up Stephon Diggs in the offseason. So, and you still got Kevin Bourne, over there on the other side of wide receiver as well. You got a good running back. So you got Ramondre Stevenson at the running back position. So you're essentially protecting your future with Drake May. Don't hate the pick whatsoever. Oh my gosh, why does he sound like that? Jesus, Will Campbell. He does not. I did not expect him to sound like that. Jesus. That man is definitely an offensive tackle. Drake May is getting him a guy. Drake May is getting him a guy. 100%. So Will Campbell, the top 4 is gone. Now we are getting to the meat and potatoes of the draft. So what is Cleveland going to do at number 5? Given that they have passed on Travis Hunter. Is this Shador time? I don't know. I'm intrigued. I think it should be. But I don't know. I have no idea. I have no clue. I have no clue. Y'all got to let me know. Here we go. Where are we going? Shador, come on. Shador. Mason Graham. Wow. They're betting on Washington. Oh boy. I don't know. Given you already have Myles Garrett, I don't know who else they even have on the defensive interior. But geez Louise, this Shador Sanders stuff is just not making any sense. It's not. I don't understand it, y'all. Man, I do not understand the Shador Sanders discourse going on in the NFL. Y'all let me know in the chat what y'all got y'all's interpretations of the Shador Sanders stuff. But me and my personal opinion, and I'm going to stand on business when it comes to this and this take. I think this is just a witch hunt of all witch hunts when it comes to Shador Sanders. It makes no sense. This man should have been a top 5 pick. You got somebody in Cleveland. You have Deshaun Watson, who has tore his ACL, not ACL. He tore his Achilles. If not even a month into his rehab post-surgery, he tore it again. So now him being back next season is being delayed even more. So, wow. Man. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't get it. I do not get it. Y'all let me know why Shador's falling like this. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not understanding it. I will never understand it for the life of me. Mason Graham, I mean, you got Myles Garrett on the line. You got a good linebacking core. Good DBs. I mean, you did need a guy to put in the middle, but man, betting on Deshaun. I expect Cleveland. I really do. I expect Cleveland to move up in this draft. I think they are going to move back into the first round. They are going to trade with somebody. Because I have my cell phone on high alert. And I'm going to be ready when all the riffraff happens. But I really, truly do believe that the Giants are going to trade back into the first round. Easily. Man. Mason Graham. Okay. Next, the Raiders has already got a pick in. I think they're going to run it back here. I 100% think they are going with Ashton Jeanty. Easily going with Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty. They need a running back. They got Zamir White, Amir Abdullah, another guy that I think they got Madison too as well. They need a running back for sure. New regime there going on with Pete Carroll. Geno Smith is your quarterback, obviously, so there's no reason to draft Shador here. You got wide receivers. You got a Brock Bowers stud tight end. You do need some wide receivers, though, so I expect them to probably address that at some point in this draft. I don't know if they even have another first-round pick. Back from Hawaii. All the hard work, all the dedication. Pete Carroll has been having some cryptic tweets on Twitter so far during the draft. I don't know why. Don't ask me. But yeah. The pick is in. What we got? Do. Everybody hates Roger Goodell. This draft is going as expected. Ashton Jeanty. Again, you needed a running back. You had Zamir White, Amir Abdullah, Madison. Madison particularly was bad for fumbling the football last year for some odd reason. So obviously this was a no-brainer pick to begin with. I don't think you would press so far with this with the wide receiver class not being that great. It's a deep running back class, so maybe you probably could have bet more on probably getting a wide receiver and then essentially drafting a running back later. But you got the best running back in the draft. He is built like a mini Derrick Henry. When I mean a very, very miniature Derrick Henry. He did some historical things over there in Boise State. Man, really, really good running back. I mean, he is built like an absolute Mack truck. I wish I could show you guys these clips that they are showing right now on ESPN because this dude is insane the way he runs the football. Absolutely insane. 5'8", 211, great leverage, great stability. Just an absolute monster of a running back. Who would I love to see him run the ball in Dallas? Woo. It could have been. It's all a dream. But we're getting a wide receiver. We better get a wide receiver. Jets pick is in. What would the Jets even get? I think Jets is probably going to go O-lineman here. O-lineman or corner. I don't want to say cornerback. What do the Jets really need? I think the Jets is definitely probably going to go O-line. The Jets have got to go O-line. Try and protect Russell Wilson. Not Russell Wilson. Trying to protect my guy, Justin Fields. Shoot, could they possibly draft Shador? I don't know. I have no idea. Could they draft Shador? Look at those rush yards. He should have broken that record if they would have gave him the ball. I mean, they were literally stacking the box that playoff game. I remember that. He should have broke that record. Oh, I'm over here talking like y'all could see the graphic. Y'all can't see the graphic. But essentially, Genty missed Barry Sanders' rushing record by 27 yards. He's been so many places overseas. He must have a military family. Grew up in a military family. I just literally said it. No wonder why he's built like a Mack truck then. His daddy was in the military. He probably did all the military workouts when he was young. Sheesh. He is huge. I mean, he's been to France, Belgium, Spain. Jesus. He's been everywhere. Lived in Italy. I mean, the dude's been everywhere. Jets taking Tyler Warren. Yeah. Yeah. You could be right. I really think they're probably going O-line or tight end. They don't need a... They lost their corner in DJ Warren. Or DJ Reed, rather. But you need somebody over there on the opposite side of Sauce. Maybe Will Johnson. Tight end does sound like a good play here. But I really think they would probably do O-line. Possibly. Possibly mess with O-line. I think so. But those of you who are watching and who are still tuning in, thank you guys for joining me for my draft coverage. I wish I was doing this in a big studio somewhere with somebody to talk to, but I am all alone, so it's probably a little boring hearing me talk for the next 2 hours. Sorry. I wish I had somebody to talk to. I plan to get somebody helping me out here at some point, but in the meantime, it's going to be little old me. Actually, I'm having a blast so far. I thank you guys who is watching and who is joining me. And thank you for wanting to take part with me in enjoying and consuming the NFL draft. I really do. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for joining me. I know there's a whole lot of more mediums that you could be consuming the draft right now because I'm watching ABC, ESPN main draft coverage. I did plan. I know it's kind of controversial at the moment to talk about it, but I was watching Shannon. I would like to watch some Shannon Sharp, Nightcap, Ocho Cinco, what they got going on as well. And of course, I am watching the Pat McAfee show. So go figure. Go figure. I literally got 3 tabs open and trying to mute and unmute 3 different ones. Tyler Warren is not Brock Bowers good. He's high. I don't really like the way Shannon's got their layout for their show going. It's not very high quality. So I'm going to just stick to the Pat McAfee show and just regular ESPN coverage here. But where do you guys think they are going? Who do you got the Jets taking? I really think the Jets might be considering a cornerback here. I really don't think tight end is a very big need for them. I really think offensive line and cornerback is more important. New York Jets is on the clock. Their pick has been in for the last 5 minutes. Roger, what is taking so long? What we got? Let me know. I got one saying Tyler Warren. This is the draft coverage. I want the other one. Where is? I don't know. I could watch some Kirk Herbstreit, Kirby Curb, and Nick Saban and the guy. Wait, so where's the regular draft coverage with offensive tackle? I told y'all they were going to go offensive tackle. Whoever said that in the chat, you take it, bud. Yes, sir. Arguably the number one tackle in the draft. A lot of people had him ahead of Will Campbell, a.k.a. Mr. Mel Kiper himself, the godfather of the NFL draft. Yeah. I don't know nothing about this guy, really. He played at Missouri, SEC school. So you got that going for him. He is mainly at a tight end university, really, because they eat, sleep, and breathe tight ends. I imagine they'd probably make some good offensive linemen, too. There was a meme going on Twitter about all these sob stories that ESPN like to make on the draft night with these stories they like to tell, and I didn't realize it until now that they do this a lot. They've done this for every player that's got drafted. Holy cow. Carolina Panthers. Man. Carolina, a lot of people's got them either getting Tech McMillan or they're going Jalen Walker here. I imagine they're getting Jalen Walker. They need a linebacker bad. They did just lose Shaq Thompson, who's been with the Panthers for years. Lost him this offseason. They need a linebacker bad. I really do think they're going Jalen Walker. I don't. They do need a wide receiver too. So your best bet is which one is going to be more available come their next pick. I think wide receiver is going to be more available than linebacker. Really, the stud linebackers they really have going in this draft is Jahad Campbell and Jalen Walker. So I don't know. So I don't know what Carolina, they need a weapon to throw to Bryce Young. They need a weapon to throw to Bryce Young, though. Man. I don't know what we're going to do. If the Panthers really want to revolutionize their offense next season, I mean, you got Adam Thielen right now, wide receiver. You kind of want to go wide receiver. I don't see a situation why you wouldn't. And then at the same time, you need defense, but Carolina's defense was absolutely atrocious this past year. Man, I don't know what you do. What do y'all do? What are y'all suggesting? I think they, if I'm a GM of the Carolina Panthers, which he is arguably one of the worst GMs in the league, in the NFL right now, where do I go? What do I do? What is more important in this league? Stopping the run, playing defense, or scoring points? I might go wide receiver, y'all. I'm being totally honest. I don't even know when the Panthers pick again. Let's see where the Panthers pick again. Because if maybe probably flirt with the idea of possibly getting Luther Burden in the second round. So they had the 56 overall pick. So they got a good minute till they draft again. They are going to have to hit home on this draft pick here. You're going to have, I don't think there's going to be a wide receiver available after that. They do need a tight end as well. I think they might go Tet. I would go wide receiver here. I really just think their next pick is 57. The odds of you getting a stud wide receiver there is not high. Because I am not in this love with this wide receiver draft. Really, the only guy outside of the first round that I'm really probably in love with is Luther Burden. But a lot of people are shying away from him, really. Your three studs is the Matthew Goldens, Emeka Mbuka, Tech McMillan. Then's your big hitters. Isaiah Bond, maybe somebody might that, but you need a big target. Adam Thielen is old. You can't be throwing to grandpa. Bryce Young needs an arm. Bryce Young needs somebody to throw to. So, yeah. Man, these clips of this offensive tackle, he is a dog. He is doing some work on these boys right now. Justin Fields got him somebody. He's got to worry. All he's got to do is worry about that blind side. He's going to be fine. He is going to be perfectly fine on that right side of the line. Jeez Louise. That dude is mauling people. What a stud. What an absolute stud. But I really do think Carolina should go wide receiver. If I'm wrong, y'all let me know. But I really, really think they should go wide receiver. Oh, here we go. Picks in. All right. Ted McMillan. Yep. Out of all the controversy that has been going on with Ted McMillan, he is the first wide receiver that is going to be off the board. I really wanted Dallas to get this guy. He's a big target, tall, can go up and get a ball. You need a Bryce Young. You need a weapon. We just talked about it. We can't be throwing to Grandpa Thielen. Okay, we got to give Bryce Young somebody to throw to. The way Bryce Young was able to transcend his game from him being taught like he was one of the worst quarterbacks in the league to the second half of the season, playing his best ball and being a good middle of the pack quarterback, that was huge. You're wanting him to be able to expound upon that going into the season. So what do you need to do? You get the guy a target. You get him going and get him Ted McMillan. But this guy's a mixed bag in a lot of people's eyes, and a lot of analysts' eyes. I don't know why. He did have a controversial quote coming out and saying that he doesn't watch film. That is something that obviously a lot of people are going to shy away from, obviously given. But I mean, hey, you gotta bet on the kid. He's a big target. Ran a 4.5. He's fast. Oh man, I really wish he could have been a Cowboy. Great pick by Carolina. Absolutely great pick by Carolina. Giving Roger Goodell the Hawaiian themed necklace. All right. Carolina found them a weapon. And Tech McMillan. Really wish he was Cowboy. Now, it's the moment of truth. This draft pick here is probably going to decide the rest of my night. Okay? What I mean by that, if you guys are not aware, the New Orleans Saints are up. There was news Derek Carr is injured. We need a guy. We got a wide receiver. Got a defense. Led by Cam Jordan. Got Chris Olave. Got Alvin Kamara. Do we need to start thinking about the future of the franchise? And what does that mean that we go get? We are going to go and get Shedeur Sanders. And I'm going to emphasize that again. Shedeur Sanders. Sanders. Okay. This is going to be a no-brainer pick. What is more important right now than establishing the quarterback position for years to come? I don't really think of any team needs outside of quarterback right now for the Saints. You don't really need a linebacker. You don't need any DBs. Jesus, Teddy Roy looks just like his daddy. Teddy Roy looks just like his daddy. Holy cow. Nothing like seeing your son get drafted. We rich, baby. So that means Carolina is definitely going to go defense next pick. I'm on a roll here, if you guys are not aware. I'm predicting all the picks. Call me GM Strick. There's just something interesting, though. Every time I get in situations like this, I'm always right. 9 times out of 10, I am always right when it comes to predicting this stuff. I literally predicted the Raiders were going running back. I predicted, even though a lot of people projected them to get Tyler Warren, I said that they were going to get an offensive tackle to be able to protect Justin Fields. And guess what? This pick, a lot of people had Panthers getting Jalen Walker. I said, guess what? When you really think about it, what's more important? Getting Bryce Young a weapon or establishing the defense at linebacker? I can argue trying to get Bryce Young right. So guess what? They get Ted McMillan. I'm on fire right now. That hot streak may end with this pick because I'm saying Shedeur Sanders, but God knows what it could be because I really cannot think of any team needs. All the good offensive tackles are gone. I know Ramczyk just retired for the Saints. Oh, we're here. What we got? Wow. I just said I'm on a roll. Okay. I said that they've had a couple dudes retire. Shedeur is still alive. Jeez Louise. Oh, man. I'm baffled. I just said they've had a couple dudes to retire on their offensive line. I think Ramczyk just retired recently, just this last week. The only place I could see them possibly going was offensive line, and that is what they did. Wow. Shedeur is still... Man. Shedeur is still alive. Wow. A lot of people like this Banks kid going out of Texas. A lot of people love Arch Banks. I said Arch Banks. Kelvin Banks. A lot of people like this guy coming out of Texas. I think a lot of people had him linked to Dallas heavy, but we really don't need offensive lineman. We need to get a daggone wide receiver. Easily. Easy money. Take it to the bank is on this graphic. That is the worst punt of all time. Chicago. They were really wanting to trade up and get Ashton Genty. I think they're really set on offense. They really don't need an offensive lineman, really. If they would probably go line, they might get a guard here. I think they might have got a guard from the trade block, though. So Vera Tucker is somebody I believe they got from the draft, from the trade. So could they go and get Tyler Booker here? Cornerback. I think this might be where the Bears go. Cornerback. Will Johnson. I think they might go cornerback here. They always try to drag the draft out. I think the Bears is going cornerback. I'm thinking about their roster. They really, especially what they just had with Stevenson this last year, I think they might go cornerback here. They're either getting Will Johnson, possibly the kid from ECU, Kentucky, Texas, Jahad Barron, I think was that kid's name. I think the Bears are going cornerback. But back to the Saints. You're reassuring your offensive line, given the multitude of things that's happened right now in your offensive tackle room. Oh, they're releasing the schedule. May 14th. They're just doing a quick promo. Anyways, I think you're trying to just reassure your offensive line, but man, wow. Just betting on Derek Carr. People love to do that. I will never understand why. Betting on Derek Carr. Just saying that out of my mouth just does not sit well with me. All right, yeah, we get it. Can we get to the pick, please? Got a lot of Bears graphics coming on. See what Bears is going to get. I really think they're about to get a cornerback here. I think the Bears is getting a cornerback. Sorry, guys, we're patiently waiting. Roger Goodell's at the stage taking his god-awful precious time, as always, trying to be the main attraction, knowing he makes millions of dollars we're getting, dude. We're here for the football players. Oh, now he's doing the promo. Oh, somebody passed away. Stephen Michael. Never heard of the guy. 1957, 2025. Lived a good life. 68 years old. 68 years of age. Walter Payton. 50th anniversary since he's been drafted. That's great. One of the best running backs of all time. With the 10th pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, Who we got? Yeah, get the booze out. We don't like Roger Goodell. Tied in. Okay. Wow. Colston Loveland's the pick. Michigan guy. Over Tyler Warren. That's shocking. You want to get somebody opposite of Cole Kmet? Huh. Okay. Try Ben Johnson, getting him another weapon. He's going to get him a TJ Hawkinson type of guy to match opposite side of Cole Kmet. I didn't think this is where they would probably go. I really thought they really would probably go cornerback here. Maybe they don't love the cornerback prospect. So, hey, I'm finally wrong. Clap it up. I finally got one wrong. One prediction that didn't go right, even though technically I didn't get the Shador Sanders one right either. Super athletic. They are comparing this guy to Travis Kelce pretty much. 49ers pick. They are already in. They already know who they're going to get. I don't know what the 49ers could really get. Jalen Walker, I think, is who they are probably going to get. So Tyler Warren is still available. A lot of people had him as the best tight end in this draft, even though a lot of people were sleeping on Colton Loveland. A lot of people, draft experts, said that he could possibly be the best tight end in the draft. I saw him a bit, especially against I wouldn't say my Ohio State Buckeyes, but I saw him against Ohio State. He played very well. He looked very well. He could be a Travis Kelce 2.0 the way he moves. He had 1,400 yards. He was third all time at Michigan. Just an absolute dog. So they're betting on that. They think that fits their mold because I think Cole Kmet is already your Tyler Warren type guy. He's already a bigger guy. So this guy is going to be somebody who he is going to probably do the Dalton Kincaid role that the Bills did with Dawson Knox. He is going to be your primary target, and then Cole Kmet's going to do the block and release type routes. Loveland's going to go out there and run those wide receiver type routes at the tight end position. So he's an Idaho kid. You're getting a guy. I really think that the San Francisco 49ers are going to go Jalen Walker. I really don't think they could possibly go wide receiver here as well, given that they have lost Deebo Samuel. Brandon Ayuk's coming off an ACL. Ricky Pearsall, he's got a decently promising future. Don't need a quarterback, obviously. Maybe offensive tackle, they might go here, but an offensive tackle, Banks has already been took. Probably get an insurance package for Trent Williams. They are either going offensive line, defensive. Okay, now that I think about it, they actually need a couple needs. They could go they're either going linebacker, DB, or offensive tackle here. That is the play right now for the 49ers. I don't think they even get a wide receiver because Dallas is about to get a wide receiver. Could Dallas possibly get Jalen Walker? And they might flirt with that idea since he's available. They probably didn't think Jalen Walker was going to be available. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. Who is the 49ers going to get? Mad Milk Kuiper. A lot of people talk about the Bears is going to win the Super Bowl now. Absolutely not. They are going to be good to win their own division. Look, I get they got Ben Johnson. But let's just be totally honest. It's the Bears. It's the Bears. Okay, the Bears are going to Bears. They're literally the Jets and the Cowboys of the NFL when it comes to clutching up and being good. Okay, the Bears have not been good since Mike Ditka was the coach. I would think they went to the divisional round with Mitchell Trubisky that one time or one year. I don't know how, but that's back when Khalil Mack was in his prime. I don't even know who else they even had on that team. But no. Give them a year. I think they'll do well. I think still I would probably in that division. I don't love the Packers. I don't think I'm gonna love the Lions this year. You lost both of your coordinators. Minnesota still intrigues me though. I just don't know what JJ McCarthy is going to look like at the quarterback position. That is a big I don't know question mark being there for the Minnesota Vikings. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that the Bears has the chance to be the number one team in that division? I think they got a chance, but to sit here and bet that they are going to do all and be all, I wouldn't bet that. That's a little too much for me, in my personal opinion. But let me know what y'all think. I don't see a scenario. Absolutely don't see a scenario where the Bears win a Super Bowl or win a couple playoff games because it's not going to happen. Pat McAfee is the best television, best entertainment. If you guys have not checked him out, please check him out. He is amazing. USA, USA, USA. Who's the Niners going to get? Who is the Niners going to get? Come on, Roger. Make the pick. Roger just loves running his mouth. No, we're not here for him. Wow, defensive end. Michael Williams out of Georgia. Shocking pick. Given they got Nick Bosa. I really thought they needed an offensive tackle and possibly a corner. Michael Williams is a dog though. Him and Nick Bosa on the same line is going to wreak havoc. I really just think that the Niners probably should have prioritized getting a defensive back. They did lose Tre'Davious Ward in the offseason. Hufanga, somebody they lost to in the secondary as well. Trent Williams is not getting any younger. I really thought that offensive line and defensive back would probably been the pick. Darn it, I'm 0 for 2 back to back. See, I start talking good about myself, and then I just start screwing up all the picks. So, yeah. Robert Saleh is going to have an absolute field day with him. I know Robert Saleh probably had his input on this pick. But he is a dog. Georgia boy. You can't go wrong with picking a Georgia defensive player. We all know this. You cannot go wrong with that. But I really do think you probably should address your defensive back position. And the moment of truth here, y'all. We've been waiting all off season so far for this pick. We all know where I'm going with this. We need a wide doggone receiver opposite of CD Lamb. I understand we need a running back. We do need that too. Could we get a DB? Absolutely. Could we use a linebacker? Absolutely. But something that Dallas needs worse than all of those, in my opinion, We need a doggone wide receiver. Matthew Golden, you need to be a Dallas Cowboy. Now, in all honesty here, if they probably do go Jalen Walker, I'm not going to hate it. It's just I want some flash. I want some flash. Jalen Walker. Let's see what the Twitter world's saying. I don't know. I haven't been on Twitter the whole time. What we got? I don't know. Oh Lord, I don't know. Cowboys Twitter's really saying. What we got? Oh my God. Why? Why? Uh, you need a wide receiver. Oh my gosh. This organization just always finds a way to screw something up. You need a linebacker. You need a wide receiver. The most thing that was probably more assured than everything else was your offensive line to a certain degree. If anything's in question, it's your tackles. Just because Zach Martin retires doesn't mean we have to go all in on a guard. My Lord, man. I mean, come on. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I waited all year for this first round pick because I just knew we were going to get a wide receiver. And I give this up, and we get a freaking offensive tackle for the third straight year. 3 drafts in a row. We've drafted an offensive lineman every single draft for the past 3 years in the first round. Holy cow. Can we get some substance? Oh my gosh. How are you happy about this pick? Oh my word. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, wow. This just blows. Oh my gosh, man. Cowboys Twitter is not loving this at all. Oh man, I hate this pick, bro. Frig, like, can we get a good pick? Like, how could you be happy about this? Like, come on. How are you happy about this pick? We saw that trash wide receiver room this past year. Oh my. I think this kid's even coming off. I don't even have words, man. I'm just silent. I'm sorry. I'm trying to process this pick. It's just bad. I'm just I Cowboys Twitter's not loving this. Wow. I'm lost. I don't know what to say. I mean, wow. That trash offense we had to watch last year, man. I know you want to establish a run game. Jesus Christ, man. I don't know what to say, y'all. I'm lost for words. I had my big board was Walter Nolan, Matthew Golden, Tech McMillan, or Amarion Hamden, and we got Tyler freaking. They panicked so bad, like offensive right guard was not a need. When is our next draft pick? Oh God, I want to throw up. I want to throw up. We got another pick. I can't win. We got the 44th pick. I mean, what was Tyler? I'm tuned out for the rest of the draft, bro. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm tuned out. I'm tuned out. I was really wanting a wide receiver. I really wanted a wide receiver. I was really wanting Matthew Golden. I would have even rather had Luther Burden. Like guard. You just can't expect to be better when we're drafting all these sorry positions every year in the first round. Everybody gets to draft the Jamar Chases, all these nice tight ends, even a DB, a linebacker. Like, why do we need to draft an a guard? This blows. This absolutely blows. My night is ruined. I'm so tuned out. I don't even this is a horrible pick. I mean, horrible pick. I waited an hour. An hour. I mean, these Cowboys fans on this video is not even happy about this pick. Anyways, we're just gonna keep this train rolling. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just out of it. Um, let's just get to the Dallas Cowboys, man. You need a wide receiver. You needed a linebacker. Jalen Walker, plug and play guy, available. At this point, there's nobody you're going to get at 44 that's going to be nowhere. Your Matthew Golden's not going to be available at 44. You're hoping and praying that Luther Burden's going to be. I don't even know what type of grade Tyler Booker had. I don't even know if Tyler Booker had a first round grade. Y'all let me know if Tyler Booker had a first round grade. I don't know, y'all, man. I'm tied in for the Colts. A lot of people have had them getting Loveland. Obviously, giving Loveland's off the board is a no-brainer pick. But back to the Cowboys, man. You needed a wide receiver. You needed a linebacker, defensive interior. The one thing you did not need was an offensive guard. And a lot of people were complaining the fact that you couldn't run behind that O-line. If you really thought O-line was the problem, why didn't we address it in free agency? Like, we can't just, you see how the project, our left tackle that we just drafted this last draft, that's not doing so well. Like, Jerry Jones, Will McClay, I think they've lost their sauce when it comes to drafting talent. I really do. I know that's kind of dumb to say, given that 2 years ago we just drafted a first team All Pro. I get it, but why in God's name are we drafting offensive linemen 3 years in a row in the first round with all this offensive firepower and talent that has been going off the board in the first round year after year? I wouldn't be mad if Dallas was possibly going to trade up at the end of this draft and probably take a wide receiver that they need, but they're not going to do that. When is the last time the Cowboys has even traded up in a draft? When that's being aggressive. Jerry Jones's middle name is the opposite of aggressive. It's complacent. I will never understand why this organization just keeps to put their fan base in this position, their players in this position, and they're setting them all up for failure. This is just me putting my dumb hat on, thinking that they're probably going to make the right decision. But man, all the things that you need, stud players are right there in your face, and then you draft that. Wow. Wow. He was 20 on the consensus big board. He still had a first round grade. I don't care. That is something that could have waited. TJ Bass, Hoffman, they looked pretty darn good to me last year. They over here talking about panicking about O-line being. I didn't see an O-line. I didn't see a problem with the O-line, interior O-line. It was more your edge. Wow. And James Slater is just on here just trying to just find a reason to just validate this pick is horrible. It's god awful. There's no way to validate that pick. I mean, what? Oh man. Per source from Nick Harris, somebody who covers the Dallas Cowboys, obviously the Houston Texans, which were projected to pick up Tyler Booker, was somebody that picked up the phone to try and trade up to get him. Obviously, they didn't. So, I guess does that validate their pick to a certain degree? Maybe. But wow, I really don't get it, y'all. I hate the pick. The third offensive lineman in the last 4 years for the Cowboys. Dan Orlovsky's right. Who is going to play wide receiver for the Cowboys? I guess they might as well line me up out there. It's better than anything else we got. I'm going to just buy me a helmet, buy me some cleats. I got the jersey on. All I got to do is just take the 88 off and make my own. Because, I mean, that's who they got out there playing wide receiver. Holy cow. Jalen Tolbert's not good enough. I hope they're not betting on Jonathan Mingo to be good. CeeDee Lamb in a bag of chips on this offensive as far as skill players right now. I mean, you didn't even get a guy like Amarion. I would rather have Amarion Hampton. Oh, wow. We're done talking about the Cowboys for the rest of this. I'm not talking about the Cowboys no more. We are moving on. We're going to talk about Tyler Warren getting drafted to the Colts. You got a quarterback problem with Anthony Richardson. You don't know. He is a mixed bag right now. Is he going to be the future? Who knows? But you give him Mo Alley Cox, I believe, is the only tight end they really had. So you needed a tight end. Your wide receiver core is good with Pittman and Downs. You get a tight end, Tyler Warren, going to plug and play guy. He's going to be great. But you got to get the quarterback thing going. Jonathan Taylor, running back, you're great. You got to get Anthony Richardson right now. The way he is playing, he's a mixed bag. So you got to be able to establish some type of just you got to be able to get Anthony Richardson established. I think they're probably going to. Y'all, I'm so aggravated by this pick. I can't even think straight. I can't even think about another team. I'm so baffled. I was excited all week for this draft because I was excited to see them draft some sauce. If Ted McMillan wasn't available, I still thought Matthew Golden should have been the pick. Either that or Amarion Hampton. Just a splash, a star player. Why the heck somebody that we could buy their jersey turn out to be that good, just like CD and Micah did? Why in God's... I'm not buying a Tyler Smith jersey. I'm not buying a Tyler Guyton jersey. And I'm not buying a Tyler Booker jersey, okay? Like, come on. We need some sauce, some star power in Dallas. Like, dude. I mean, Jesus. I mean, Matthew Golden even looked up to OBJ. I mean, you had all these visits with these running backs and these wide receivers, and yet you take somebody. Did they even talk to Tyler Booker in the pre-draft process? Did they even talk to Tyler Booker in the pre-draft process? Oh, wow. It's taking a lot of time for the Falcons to get this pick in. Wow. So a lot of people are saying that Tyler Booker was number 32 on the consensus board. He essentially still had a first round grade, but that's a reach. About to see what Michael Parsons thought of the pick. Now that I think about it, him and Tyler Smith being together could probably be nasty. Actually be nasty. Yo, I'm still living rent free with this Cowboys pick. I need to move on. We need to get to the meat and potatoes of this draft, okay? We need to get back to the meat. Okay. Somebody who I thought Dallas was going to draft, okay, Jalen Walker is going to the Falcons. So last year, I cannot remember who it was that the Falcons took. It was the guy. Who was it that the Falcons took? Who they should have took. It was the guy who ended up going to the Vikings that a lot of people had going to the Falcons. It was the edge pass rusher. I cannot remember who it was. I'm about to look up the guy's name, but it's the guy essentially who was the edge rusher that they should have gotten last year. So they reassured that by getting Jalen Walker. Oh, God, why can't I find the guy? Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find this for us so we can get an idea. I don't remember the guy's name, but he was picked. Dallas Turner, yeah. Oh, outside linebacker from Alabama, yeah. So they were projected to get Dallas Turner last year. They didn't end up getting him. Obviously, off edge rusher was a huge need for the Falcons. So this pick here was an absolute no brainer. Jalen Walker was the second highest edge rusher, the second best defensive player possibly in this draft. He was a top 10 pick. It's crazy that he's kind of failed this far, but they got somebody, got a dog. He is from Georgia. You can't go wrong with drafting Georgia boys. So it's a good pick. I'm still thinking about the Cowboys. I'm going to be thinking about this pick to the rest of the night. Forgive me. I mean, Jesus. I'm very interested to watch some film on Tyler Booker with you guys because that is going to be entertaining for me. But wow, Jalen Walker, I'm not thinking straight. I'm out of it. I need to lock back in. Holy cow, I cannot get this draft pick off my mind because I just want to dissect it and just cut it up and rip it to shreds. But Jalen Walker was a good pick for the Falcons. Michael Penix is your quarterback. You got really nothing you need on the offensive side of the ball. You need to be able to get some stops. They specifically in the secondary, I probably would have went safety. That's a position that they probably need to reassure. So no, not safety, because I'm thinking they don't need safety. That's the position that they do have, because they got Jesse Bates Jr. I just thought about that. So they didn't need safety. They probably needed interior defensive line in the outside guard. So they got Jalen Walker. They got a dog going to the Falcons. Hopefully, Derek Carr, Bryce Young. Bryce Young's already got him a tackle. Sorry, not Bryce Young. Who was it that just got that tackle? Yo, I'm lost. I can't even think straight. This Cowboys pick has got me just in shambles. I just need a little TED talk. So the Cardinals pick is in. A lot of people think they need a cornerback. They are saying they need a wide receiver. I don't think they need a wide receiver. Waiting to hear their name get picked. Walter Nolan, the guy that Dallas really wanted. Walter Nolan, the guy that Dallas really wanted. This kid is a dog. He is short and stout on that defensive line. He is going to wreak havoc over there. He is going to learn from the best. Calais Campbell just got signed by them. He was the #1 overall recruit in the 2022 ESPN 300. He was an All-American at Ole Miss. Absolute dog. This kid's tape is absolutely insane. Excuse me. I mean, I would have rather Dallas got him instead. We needed a interior D lineman so bad. I mean, wow. Just looking at this film, SEC guy, can't go wrong with it. Jeez Louise. Cincinnati Bengals, they are going defense here, absolutely. I think they might go cornerback for sure. I think this might where they get somebody like Barron. They really needed an edge rusher, given the contract situation that they have going on with Trey Hendrickson. Possibly see them getting a cornerback here. I think this is probably where we get a first cornerback going. We have not had a defensive back off the board yet. This draft has been heavy interior D linemen, edge rushers, offensive tackles. We've had one wide receiver gone. We've really had one skill position, well, and a couple tight ends, and one running back. So this draft has been different than what we thought. So things are shaping up. So the wide receivers have not really been taken yet. No running backs. Couple of tight ends. No corners. No safeties. Two linebackers. Or I don't even think you even classify Abdul Carter as a linebacker. You can't classify him as a defensive end. So the Bengals are on the clock. They definitely need to get some type of defensive player. But Walter Nolan is going to learn from the best over there, because Calais Campbell, absolute dog, is making his way as a Cardinal. He's going to probably retire. God, he's so old. But he is going... Well, Walter Nolan's about to learn from the best, baby. So he is going to wreak havoc. But man, we are halfway through the draft, almost. Well, actually, we are halfway through the draft. So what are our biggest takeaways right now? Shedeur is still off the clock, off the board. He has not been picked yet. Really hasn't. The only surprise pick I can really say that's been is probably the Bears reaching for Loveland over Warren. It's not a huge risk. A lot of people had them as 1A, 1B, so you just kind of pick and choose your battles, which one you want. They got Cole Kmet already, so that's probably what they compared Tyler Warren to. So you got somebody who is more Travis Kelce-esque in Colston Loveland. Got Jaguars trading up. They got Travis Hunter. The Browns got a interior D lineman, Mason Graham. Didn't love it, but there's been no really surprise outside of probably Dallas picking Tyler Booker. Something a lot of people didn't have in probably any mock draft, to be honest with you, outside of Peter Schrager is on the Pat McAfee show as I'm watching it right now. He's over here raving about how he had that pick all along. But it's kind of no really shocking move so far. It's a very stale draft, which is not a bad thing to say. Given the fact that the draft is just, I'm just really lost for words just given I'm still thinking about the Cowboys pick. I can't even think straight. My words is not coming out as swift and smooth as they need to. I don't know, y'all. I'm very disappointed. I'm kind of low. I was very much looking forward to the draft. I was looking forward to seeing a big player on my screen on my offense next year. Not even on offense, on defense, but yet I don't get to watch nobody. I have to look at a darn offensive lineman again. I mean, Jalen Walker was there. Let's give somebody opposite Micah Parsons, wreak havoc on the line. You don't have a linebacker. Demarion Overshawn is not going to be available to begin of the season. We just got to be able to move on. We got to get it off of our mind. We got to finish out the stream, finish out the live. It's irking my nerves not to be able to just sit for the rest of this draft and read my Twitter. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just wanting to read. I'm wanting. Ooh. Defense is going to be the Bengals' next pick. Shamar Stewart is the Bengals pick. We all knew that they were going edge given the type of contract disputes they're having with Trey Henderson right now. They just paid T. Higgins in the offseason. So obviously you're not going to be able to retain everybody and be able to pay everybody and spread the love and share the love. So Shamar Stewart is going to be the defensive end that they take. A lot of people saying that they're still going to keep Jesus, Shamar Stewart killed Roger Goodell already. So what does this mean for the future of Trey Hendrickson? I don't know. I still think they're going to get a deal done, possibly. Because if they were able to pay T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, you got to be able to shore up your defense. I really don't think this is just a insurance package, because it shouldn't. Betting on a guy like this, a lot of guys think this Stewart kid's kind of iffy. You're putting a lot of faith in somebody like this. So I think this is somebody who they should put opposite of Trey Hendrickson. But it was a good pick overall. We knew they were going to go edge or cornerback. That was from me. And good pick for the Cincinnati Bengals. Moving on to the Seattle Seahawks. You lost DK. You lost Tyler Lockett. They are absolutely going wide receiver here. 100%. We are probably more than likely going to see Matthew Golden took off the board. Yeah, Matthew Golden is going to be the one took off the board. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, which I shouldn't be wrong. I think I'm going to be right. That man got a custom Thanos piece. Check him out. Shamar Stewart's father. Okay, so he don't have the last name of either one of his parents, so I'm guessing he was probably a foster kid. Seahawks are going wide receiver. What do you guys think? Where are the Seahawks going? I have them going wide receiver, me personally. Ba-da-bum, bum, bum. Matthew Golden, I'm going to hear it. Wow. No wide receivers is being taken off the board right now. People must not love this wide receiver group. Gray Zabel. A lot of people were talking about this guy for the Cowboys. Big guard. I'm glad if they were going guard, I'm glad they went with a D1 guy at Alabama instead of somebody at a FCS school in South Dakota State. We know how South Dakota State rolls. Zabel, FCS guy, off the board. What is going on with the wide receivers? I'm shocked. I really thought Seattle would go wide receiver, possibly in Buka. Pair him opposite side of Jackson Smith and Jigba, Ohio State boys. Wow, not a lot of wide receivers going off the board. One wide receiver taken so far in this draft. Given this wasn't a heavy wide receiver lovely draft outside of McMillan, nobody really loved these wide receivers. Man, what is going on with the wide receivers? Man's a farmer. Oh, boy, you know he's going to be an absolute dog on that defensive line. Holy cow. Actually. That man is a farming man. Strong man. Tampa Bay. What do I think they could get? Chris Godwin's coming back. Mike Evans is still there. They're not going to go wide receiver. Don't need a tight end. Don't need a running back. I think they might go defense here. This is probably where I imagine we might get our first cornerback taken off the board. We have had not a lot of corners, not a lot of wide receivers taken in this draft. I don't want to really count Travis Hunter because, you know, he's both. So specifically by themselves, we have not had a legit corner position took, and we have not had but one wide receiver taken, Ted McMillan. So I'm ready to see when we're going to get the sauce because it's not coming yet. Not a lot of skill positions. Been very heavy guard, very heavy defensive interior. One running back, not a lot of skill positions off the board so far. People are trying to ensure the trenches. I'm not mad at it. You can't go wrong with it. If you're wanting to beef up the trenches, beef up the trenches. I can't go wrong with it. It reminds me of going with old school football. I'm not against it. So really, we've only had a lot of guards, defensive linemen, edge rusher, just a lot, everything outside skill positions. We've had one running back, one wide receiver, one quarterback. And I think the Bucs is probably going to go corner here. I think this is probably where we get our first corner took off the board. Boy, would I kill. If I want to end my night off with some positivity, I want to be able to see Amarion Hampton drafted in a Dallas Cowboys uniform. That's the only way I can be happy right now. I'm so frustrated, beyond frustrated. Wow. Holy smokes. I don't know what to think, y'all. I'm so out of it. I'm just so disappointed. I waited all season for this day, and then I had this to happen. Wow, that's just not a good feeling. Not a good feeling whatsoever. What are we thinking, man? Will Johnson, Mike Green. The Bucks has got to be going to cornerback. Wide receiver, Emeka Egbuka. This is probably our biggest shocker of the night outside of the Cowboys' stupid pick. Emeka Egbuka is a stud. Slot guy, line him up anywhere. Super crispy route running. They are shoring up Baker Mayfield some weapons. I wish I could say the same thing. But great. You got Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Mike Evans is a little on the old side, so you're shoring up your future. He was a number 2 wide receiver in 2021 on ESPN's 300. Absolute stud. Love the guy. Watched him the last couple years at Ohio State. He ended up leading the Ohio State Buckeyes in wide receiving yards in the franchise, if I'm not mistaken. Absolute stud that they're getting over there with the Buccaneers. Good pick. I still don't know how we're not getting no love for the O-line, for the wide receiver, for the quarterbacks. I really thought they would have went cornerback too, knowing that their depth they have right now at the cornerback position. I really can't even name the cornerback that they have. I know they got the short guy. I really can't think of his name. I think he wears number 30. I'm about to look up the Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers is cornerback room because I can't think of the. Cannot think of his name. Yeah, Jamal Dean. That's the only guy they had. So I really thought they were going to go cornerback here. The Denver Broncos is on the clock. I really do think they're going to Marion Hampton here. They're getting a running back. You can never go wrong with an Ohio State quarterback. I know that. Wide receiver, sorry. I know that from personal experience because you cannot go wrong with an Ohio State wide receiver. All of them have been studs. Trust me. Look at all of these guys you've had. Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Maserati Marvin. Now you got Emeka Egbuka. He was the last one of the regime. Jeremiah Smith for sure is about to be that soon. He is going to be easily the first wide receiver. I guess the Cowboys is probably going to tank for him for the next 2 years, I guess. When CD's contract's almost up. But holy cow. So a lot of people's going to break. But we're just going to continue to give a little number 1 surprise draft pick of the day so far. Egbuka. In my opinion, that's probably the most surprising pick, given the depth that they have at cornerback. Take me home. Country roads, take me home. He had them. He had the Buccaneers mocked to McMillan. Holy cow! So I did not think that they would go wide receiver here. And Buka's a dog. Yep, Matthew Golden is dropping in this draft. Um, given the board right now, who I'm thinking could possibly draft Matthew Golden. Who's left that I'm thinking about? Who could possibly get Matthew Golden left on? I don't know. The wide receiver position is struggling. If y'all guys ever just have any free time in your day, go check out the Pat McAfee Show. It is just the best quality television that you could have. Just great show. I mean, they are just high quality television. The ABC, 1, 2, 3. Country roads. Take me home. They go cornerback. Okay, so Marion Hampton is still in play. For me. For my personal love. That's a shocking pick. Everybody had them getting running back. This lets you know you got to really be careful where you get information from in just the pre-draft process from a lot of people. Jahad Barron was a guy that was mocked really higher than what he was. And so Marion Hampton is still available. He's still in play. I don't see a lot of people even picking him. Maybe the Pittsburgh might, because the pick's up. So we are about to head into the Steelers pick. We all know the most controversial figure in this draft at the moment. His name is Shedeur Sanders. Look, The Steelers need to draft Shedeur Sanders. He has fell at their feet. He's sitting right there for you to draft him. Do not draft Jackson Dart. This is your play. Get your quarterback. You have DK Metcalf. You have George Pickens. You got a defense. Your defense is not getting any younger. You want to be able to shore up this position and get a stud player in this draft. So you need to get Shedeur. Shedeur Sanders needs to be the pick. I don't think you need a running back. Jaylen Warren, this is not more important. We need a quarterback. We need to get Shedeur. Shedeur Sanders train in the chat. Shedeur Sanders in the chat. Shedeur is the guy. He needs to be the pick. And that is what we're going to run with. The Steelers are on the clock. Come on, Shedeur. Shedeur is the pick. Come on. Shedeur needs to be the guy. He deserves it. Shedeur is the pick. Also, I want to thank you guys again for joining me. I am so sorry for the last 20 minutes of this stream. Ever since the Cowboys pick, I cannot think straight. That pick's got me so annoyed. I haven't even been able to focus on the other picks that has been going on. Forgive me for that. I'm sorry. But we're about to get to the pick, and they are about to announce is Shedeur Sanders is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. It's the moment of truth. The pick we've been waiting for all night. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Shedeur to the second round. It is, boys. Wow. I never really thought that it was going to see the light of day. I all thought that it was bull crap when we were talking about it. Shedeur Sanders now has the possibility of not being drafted in the first round. Wow. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. What a crazy what is going on in this when this story was going along about Shedeur, I never wanted to believe it. But now after tonight, you cannot help but ponder upon the fact that all of them stories had to be true. Wow, this is just, y'all let me know what you're thinking. I'm very shocked. This is, wow. I don't even know what this guy was. What position was he? Defensive tackle. You did not need that. Wow. I have no words. Shedeur possibly being out of the first round is something I know nobody outside of draft experts had on their bingo card. I mean, wow. I'm baffled. They passed on Shedeur, and they went defensive tackle. Twitter's going crazy as expected. Man, it is a crazy and wild day. It's a wild night. The possibility Shador is at home just sitting with his mom and dad. Somebody, I smell a trade. Yeah, you're right. I smell a trade. I smell a trade cooking. There's no way Shador is just wow. Right now, it's presently constructed. Watch the second round picks. We are about to list off the second round picks. So the first three picks of the second round include the Browns, Giants. So somebody is about to trade up and get Shador. Because these next teams are not drafting a quarterback. They don't need one. Day 2 of the NFL draft is going to be a doozy, boys. Holy cow. What are we thinking about the Shador stuff? I'm still confuddled, as a lot of people like to say. Wow. A lot of Steelers are not hating the pick. I just think you should get the quarterback. So Shador is going to fall out of the first round of the playoffs easily because the rest of the round include the Chargers about to pick Green Bay, Minnesota, Houston, Los Angeles, Baltimore, Detroit, Commanders, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles. None of those need quarterbacks. Shador is about to fall out of the first round of the NFL draft. I never would have thought I was going to see the day. I didn't think that it was ever going to happen. When I first read the articles and made the videos about it, I thought it was all bullcrap to begin with. But Lord, did I know, and lo and behold, did I know that this day was going to happen. The biggest storyline in possibly the history of the NFL draft, where there was an opportunity to know that Shador Sanders wasn't even going to be in the draft, be in the first round of playoff in the draft. I am shocked. I don't know, y'all. I know Shador didn't have this on his bingo card. I know Dion probably didn't either. Yep. So if there's a possibility to think that Travis Hunter and Shador could have been on the same team. Yep. Shador's going to have a great career. Yeah. Nick Saban's preaching the gospel. Shador will be fine. I know that he probably wanted to be the number 1 overall pick, even one of the top 5 draft picks selected. Given the Saints being there with the news with Derek Carr, now knowing the Steelers needed a quarterback, it's very just. I know it's disheartening for Shador. I know that he's suffering from this because of who his dad is, and I don't really think it has to do with his game. But you're telling me right now, Shador is dropping out of the first round unless something magical happens in the next 5 picks. Somebody's got to trade up. I have no idea. I have no idea. Wow. What a day. What a night so far it has been. The story still goes on. Is Shador Sanders going to be drafted by the end of the night? The clock is beginning to strike 12 on that idea. Because as it is presently constructed, no team in the coming picks need a quarterback. So there is a possibility, unless somebody like the Giants, like the Browns, come up and trade up back into the first round to get Shador, because right now it is set up for the Browns to get him. Shador is going to fall out of the first round of the 2025 draft. Again, I am going to specify, I did not see this idea coming when these reports and all this stuff was going on about these stories about them not liking Shador because of his attitude, etc., things of that nature. I didn't want to believe it. I haven't talked about it in the podcast. I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to believe it. I thought it was all a shaft. I thought it was all just part of the pre-draft process and trying to essentially, I don't know, y'all. And just shocked. Chargers is on the clock here. Let's see what they get. There goes my guy. The Chargers took him, Amarion Hampton. This is a Jim Harbaugh pick if I've ever seen one. Absolute stud running back. Najee Harris. They're going to have a dual threat running back duo there. Love it. Love the pick. Love the pick. .5'11", elusive, great back. Oh, I would have loved him in a Dallas Cowboys uniform, man. Oof. But hey, deep running back draft class. A lot of picks left. A lot of guys who could still be in a Dallas Cowboys uniform. So we're not about to get all in our feelings about that one. Great player, going to a great organization led by Jim Harbaugh. Great draft pick for the Chargers. So the draft is pretty much going how we thought it would go outside of Shador not being picked so far. That is going to be this. I cannot wait for the headlines for that in the morning. Because the way it's set up, I don't see a scenario where anybody's going to trade up. What are the Packers going to do? Wide receiver, possibly? Get some more speed? Cornerback? Said they need a wide receiver, D-line, cornerback, or O-line. They feed the guys some cheese and crackers. I hope they are enjoying that. Getting a little bit of cheese and cracker action going on from the game day crew. Who we got the Packers getting? I see them possibly getting a cornerback here. I'm gonna stay on that cornerback until someone gets one. Go Pack, go, go Pack, go. Who are y'all going to draft in front of your home fans? Matthew Golden might be the guy. It might be Matthew Golden time for the Pack. Haven't picked one since 2002. The Go Pack Go chants are going crazy. Desmond Howard's over here eating up the crowd at the moment. I don't know who the Packers are going to get. I think if given their history, they're not going to go cornerback. I mean, wide receiver. But we're just going to have to wait and see. I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see how it goes. I think they should draft Matthew Golden eventually. I think that should be the pick because he is going to be that long threat wide receiver, opposite side of Romeo Dobbs. What's that guy's name? Christian. And Christian Watson. I think the Packers are taking their nice, sweet time with this pick. Kirk Herbstreit's out here chowing down during the draft, having him a good old time. Who we got? I would love a receiver for the Packers as well. I think they'll need it. Jordan Love. Possibly need an edge too. I think the pack should go Matthew Golden. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm still over here thinking about the Cowboys pick. Y'all think I'm just being quiet because I'm not being entertaining? I'm in my feelings. I really thought the Cowboys were going to go wide receiver or even running back. I would rather for them to win running back. You can't go wrong going in Fitz or D. That man, that's just wow. Woo! I'm not going to be able to get over that one. I'm not at all. Who they got announcing the pick for the Cheeseheads? Mark Murphy. Yeah, get to the pick. Oh my gosh, come on. Announce the pick. We're not here for you. What we got? Oh, they're going wide receiver. Matthew Golden. The Packers finally get him a wideout. The Packer faithful was happy. Great for the Pack. Have not drafted a wide receiver since 2002. It's been a very long time. So, everybody that I was hoping and wishing for the Dallas Cowboys has gone off the board. But wide receiver wise, Luther Burden is pretty much the last hope, essentially. Hopefully he'll be able to outlast because, man, Ty Schmidt's loving the pick. Packer Faithful's loving the pick. First time since 2002. I know how y'all feel. That should have been me tonight. Look at that chain he's got on his neck. He's balling. Jordan Love gets an absolute guy. First wide receiver since 2002. They get the man Matthew Golden, the guy that I was wanting to get. Texas gets 3 players off the board in the first round of the draft. Great pick for the Pack. Great pick for the Pack. Go ahead, mama. Your son's a guy now. He is in the NFL. And he is going to be playing for a stud organization. Phenomenal feeling. The hustle and the grind. How you feeling? Go ahead, Matthew. He's bringing that dog mentality. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Christian Watson's had the injury bug. I think he just tore his ACL. But congratulations to the Pack fans, man. Now we're moving on to the Vikings. Another offensive lineman taken, man. This is a offensive line heavy draft. These offensive linemen has just been going. Uh-oh. We got a trade pick. The G-Men. The G-Men are going to do it. It may be Shador time. Oh, Lord. It may be Shador time. What's going to happen? Dude, if they draft Jackson Dart, I'm actually might go crazy. Oh boy, this is going to be so good. The Giants are on the clock. Schrager don't think it's going to be Shador. He said it's Jackson Dart. Oh boy. Is it Jackson Dart time? Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't know, y'all. Jackson Dart is somebody I have been high on, though. I think Jackson Dart is a great prospect, but to sit here tonight and see that he is going to go over Shador would be shocking. Um, I like Jackson Dart as a prospect, but Shador is the guy, man. You got to get Shador. The intensity rises. What's going to happen? Is it going to be Shador or is it going to be Jackson Dart? The world may never know. Rams is saying Rams are going to trade back. Sorry, y'all. It's getting a little intense. It's trying. We're trying to sit and see what's going on. I think people's. It appears a lot of people are going in on their quarterbacks. So, it's just a matter of fact of what preference do you like? Do you like Jackson Dart or do you like Shador Sanders? Here we go. They picked Jackson Dart. Oh! Wow. Jackson Dart over Shedeur Sanders. It is official. The most pulverizing prospect, more than likely, in the history of the NFL. Shedeur Sanders. Wow. Wow. The Sanders household is in shock as we speak. I imagine they are, and rightfully so. I'm super shocked. I did not see a scenario where Jackson Dart was even in the conversation of going over Shedeur. Wow. Oh my gosh, we got another Star Wars thing. The the Rams are trading their pick to Atlanta. No way they're getting Shedeur, right? Who are you trading back into the first round to get? I'm shocked. Who are you trading up? Who are you trading up with to get? Sounds like, based off what Peter Schrager's saying, it was very Giants heavy Jackson Dart from the beginning. A lot of connections in the locker room and in the organization relating to Jackson Dart. I just still don't understand why you don't get Shedeur. Schrager's amazing. Who are you getting? If you're trading this much capital, you better love this player. Ah, James Pierce is the pick. I don't understand why you're trading up like that to get James Pierce, but That's another player off the Cowboys target list. They got two studs. Two absolute studs on the defensive edge of the ball for the Falcons. You got Jalen Walker and James Pierce, two absolute dogs in the SEC. Watch the film, turn the tape on. I know personally James Pierce, I actually watched him at Tennessee a little bit. He is an absolute stud. Jalen Walker, Georgia guy, you can't go wrong with it. Didn't watch him much, but the thing with James Pierce was his character issues. I don't know if that's going to come back to bite him, but man, Shador, wow. Wow. The fact that Jalen Milroe is actually there, and wow. I mean, he is an absolute dog. Yeah, I'm with Schrager on that one. That's a real reach for him. You must really think that he is going to be a stud in the future, because that's a lot of draft capital to give up. Yeah, I think the Ravens is going to get Malachi Starks. That's the culture. All right. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night for me. I don't think nothing else crazy is going to happen. Thank you guys for joining me for the draft. I'm going to just sit and enjoy it for the rest of the night. I'm kind of a little exhausted. I haven't been able to talk as much as I've wanted to, because I've had a lot to think about when it just comes to the Cowboys and their pick and things of that nature. I've just been really bummed out. Just seeing all these great players go by in the draft is just very disheartening. But I had a great time. I thank you guys for joining me. It didn't essentially go as planned. I was hoping to have a guest with me, but that wasn't able to go into fruition. But Shador Sanders is somebody who I know at this point is not going to get drafted for the rest of the night. So it is going to be interesting how he unfolds in the next coming days. I cannot wait to talk about it in my next show, but I'm going to get to y'all and get to that on another date. I thank you guys for joining me for the stream, and I'm going to head out of here. I love you guys, and have a good night. Thank you for joining me.